1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. You're now listening to the best music. Get ready, let's keep coming.
Happy Friday, family. How are we doing? I hope we had a brilliant and great week. Welcome to Let's Talk with Irita this beautiful Friday. I hope you're eating healthy, drinking your water, and minding your African business. Welcome to Let's Talk with Irita on the best radio station, the Black Hot Fire Radio Network, meteor of the 21st century, always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves. How you feeling? Let me know. But welcome to a nice conversation, always permeating love and light and good energy, good conversations, uplifting, empowering conversation. Before we start, definitely going to be talking about alcohol, weed, spirituality, and the Anunnaki. Remember to share and invite more people to listen in to amazing conversation. Also, as you download your app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing, with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. If you're trying to lose weight, get yourself some beetroot. I'm telling you, it's going to work very, very live and direct. And remember, you are the change you need to see in the world.
We got the keys to the city. Si on est mon gueule comme un sisi. On a payé case machine. We got the keys to the city. Si on est mon gueule comme un sisi. On a payé case machine. I'm praying for you. I took her off for more fly gas for you. All dreams come true to you.
Feel the freshness.
You're now listening to the best music.
We got the keys to the city. Si on est mon gueule comme un sisi. On a payé case machine. Que pandanga c'est le temno. He needed to buy. Havana beso volar. Havana wanna left over. I know what you left over. No me got it over. Havana beso volar. Havana left over. I know what you left over.
Very there with one movie, amazing song. They're super motivating. Welcome, family. It's me. My name is Iriton Longoria. Here on Let's Talk with Iriton, always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves as it should be. The conversation of the day is alcohol, weed, and spirituality, and also the Anunnaki. I've definitely been doing a lot of research on that, so we're going to be delving deeper into that conversation as you download our app on the Google Play Store, as I said earlier. So I'll definitely share the videos, or definitely what we do have for you, to give you the understanding of what you should definitely be expecting as you're placing your order of these supplements.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the sports and nutrition store.
For super affordable price, you can also get yourself some ashwagandha, some Manuka honey coffee under the beverage section for $59.90. You're going to delve deeper to a conversation about alcohol, weed, because I believe it has actually been spread all over the media, alcohol, but also do they really talk more deeper about the effects or the consequences of alcohol, basically? Do think it's a really good question in regards to that. And also weed. It's good to actually understand and go deep into this conversation in regards to how it affects our spirituality, and also how actually basically changes our behavior. I'm going to share a video right away in regards to that to give you an understanding of that conversation.
Since time immemorial, humanity has sought to transcend its reality, escape the weight of the mind, and forget its troubles. Among the many gateways we have discovered for this escape from reality, alcohol stands out as the most popular today. It is the agent of celebrations and tragedies, of inspiration and oblivion. Despite the global production, promotion, legalization, and mass consumption of alcohol, most people neither consider nor understand the spiritual consequences of consuming it. Today, we will explore the hidden spiritual effects, what truly happens when you drink alcohol, and what great spiritual masters and ancient traditions have to say about it. The history of alcohol is not merely the story of a substance. It is a tale interwoven with humanity's quest for transcendence, alchemy, and connection with the divine. To understand it, we need to travel to the cradle of its etymology and uncover the hidden meaning behind the word al-kuhul. In the Arabic language, al-kuhul originally referred to a fine powder used as a cosmetic to darken the eyes, known today as kohl. But this term held a deeper meaning for alchemists. For them, al-kuhul represented something intangible, an essence that could be distilled, the soul of a substance, the spirit captured in the alchemical process.
And also, we can definitely understand that alcohol tends to cloud judgment, weaken moral responsibility, and also disrupt personal and social well-being. And also the fact that lots of people, when they tend to drink alcohol, sometimes this is somebody who's always been quiet, who doesn't talk much, but when they actually drink a little bit of alcohol, they become somebody else. It's like another being is actually emerged out of you. Why? We'll get to actually get the understanding of that. It's the same thing with other drugs and substances, but mostly alcohol. I don't know if it brings the real person outside, but also it actually clouds judgment and also tends to actually interfere with the individual's behavioral personality and how they actually talk or basically act when they actually drink a little bit of alcohol.
Essentially, the Arabic word al-kuhl means body-eating spirit. In alchemy, alcohol became the symbol of a volatile essence, the spirit that separates from raw matter. Perhaps this is why, to this day, we refer to alcoholic beverages as spirits. The use of alcohol as a fermented drink is even older. Civilizations such as the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Greeks revered alcohol as a gift from the gods. In ancient Mesopotamia, wine and beer were offered to the gods in rituals. In Egypt, wine was associated with Osiris, the god of renewal and fertility. The Greeks dedicated wine to Dionysus, the god of ecstasy and divine madness. However, while alcohol was celebrated as a link to the divine, it also carried warnings. To the sages of antiquity, Wine had the power to reveal the true self, but at the same time, it could obscure reason and open doors to dangerous influences. In Islamic tradition, the term al-kuhul evolved to denote alcohol extracted through distillation. Although alcoholic beverages were prohibited in Islam, Muslim alchemists continued to study the distillation process, refining it as a scientific art. The famous Arab alchemist Jabir ibn Hayyan, known in the West as Geber, was one of the first to document the distillation technique, giving rise to alcohol as we know it today. The legacy of alcohol transcended alchemy and became part of everyday life. Yet over the centuries, the substance once revered for its spiritual connection has become something that serves the community.
Also, it can be a source of comfort and dependency for a lot of individuals who are trying to really escape what they are super, or they don't want to face in regards to something they're trying to hide, or something they don't want to confront, or a problem they don't want to face, or maybe somebody they don't want to confront. So alcohol gives them the confidence and the courage to do so.
Complete opposite purpose.
But also we're going to take a look at how it actually damages our brain and what really happened that it actually alters with your brain. And also I've actually come to learn that also if you even drink half or a quarter glass of wine, it can also lead to breast cancer.
Alcohol is more than a physical substance affecting the body and mind. It directly interacts with the human energy field, often referred to as the aura. To understand its impact, we must delve into the subtle territory where modern science and spirituality converge. All esoteric traditions agree on one fundamental point. Humans are not merely flesh and bones. We are energy in motion, enveloped by vibrational fields that emit and receive information from the cosmos. This energy field, often visualized as an aura, reflects our spiritual vitality. It is here that alcohol exerts its deepest and least understood impact. When we consume alcohol, it enters the physical body and alters chemical processes in the brain and liver. In the energy body, alcohol acts as a destabilizing agent. It creates tears in the individual's energy field, making them vulnerable to negative external influences. Rudolf Steiner, one of the founders of anthroposophy, argued that alcohol consumption weakens the spiritual self, allowing destructive forces to influence the psyche. This energetic opening can attract thought forms, astral larvae, or even entities that feed on the energy of addiction, known in Spiritism as obsessing spirits. These gaps or ruptures in the aura are especially dangerous because they weaken our connection to the higher self, that divine spark that guides and protects us. Instead of remaining centered and aligned with our essence.
So it literally means when you're under the influence, you're operating on a very low vibration.
We become scattered, like a rudderless boat on turbulent waters. This is why many people report feeling emotionally unstable, spiritually disconnected, or mentally confused after consuming large amounts of alcohol. The impact on the chakras is equally significant. Alcohol tends to overstimulate the root chakra, associated with earthly pleasures and survival, while weakening the crown chakra, which connects our consciousness to the divine. This creates a dangerous imbalance. We seek immediate satisfaction in the material world while avoiding higher truths. Great spiritual masters have always warned about this. In the Yoga Sutra, Patanjali describes the importance of keeping the body and mind pure to access higher states of consciousness. Paramahansa Yogananda, in his work Autobiography of a Yogi, stated that alcohol obscures the light of the spirit, dimming the clarity needed for true spiritual realization. Even modern science shows the effects. Neuroscience studies reveal that alcohol reduces activity in the frontal lobes, the brain region associated with conscious decision-making and introspection. The energetic impacts of alcohol can
also, when you're actually in that moment, you cannot think straight, you cannot actually process information as you should. your mind is actually really scattered. You're not actually at your best self, or basically you're not vibrating on a higher vibration when you're under the influence. It actually really makes sense, because for some, as they say, it makes them confident enough to actually speak out. But why when you're actually under the influence? And when you're actually not under the influence, you cannot actually face or confront anything, or confront a problem. But also, we know a lot of people, mostly we've been having lots of cases of addiction in regards to this topic. And some people actually are under the influence because, as reports says, actually makes them deal with stuff. But also, if you think like it makes you actually deal with stuff, you're not actually dealing with stuff, because it becomes a routine, a habit, and it becomes your lifestyle. You cannot live without it, because you're trying to escape the reality of what you should definitely be confronting. I feel like if you actually use it to confront or solve problems, that's not a it's not a good thing actually. You should not be able to actually solve problems when you're under the influence. It goes back also to identity. Maybe if you understand and go deeper to in regards to knowing who you are, understanding who you are, and facing things and confronting things as you should. But if you're actually intoxicated, or you're using it as a basically it becomes a dependency. Let's say that, in regards to you dealing with stuff in your life.
To be observed in collective environments. When many people consume alcohol in a shared space, such as parties or events, their energies mix uncontrollably. The vibration of the space tends to drop, becoming denser and more chaotic, and people's behavior becomes more primal. This is why many spiritual traditions advise avoiding environments where alcohol consumption is prevalent, recognizing the risks not only for individuals, but also for the collective. On the other hand, there is a message of hope. Human energy is incredibly resilient. Through spiritual practices such as meditation, Reiki, yoga, and conscious intention work, it is possible to repair the damage caused to the energy field and restore balance. But this requires effort and dedication, a deliberate choice to transcend material impulses and return to alignment with the divine. By understanding the impact of alcohol on your energy field, you can begin to make more conscious choices, choices that bring you closer to who you truly are. Is the fleeting pleasure of a drink worth the disconnection it causes from your essence? Alcohol exerts an irresistible pull on humanity. Over the centuries, it has been celebrated in rituals, used as a medium for socialization, and sought as an escape. But why, despite knowing its harmful effects on the body and mind, are we still drawn to it? What lies behind this veil of illusion that makes us crave something we know, deep down, will harm us? At the core of this attraction lies a profound disconnection from our true nature. Since ancient times, humans have sought ways to escape the limitations of the body and mind. The pursuit of immediate pleasure and relief from existential pain is part of the human condition. Alcohol presents itself as an apparent solution, a magical potion that promises to lighten life's burdens and transport us to a state of ecstasy, of temporary freedom. But this is merely the veil of illusion. Alcohol offers a false sense of freedom and happiness. It intoxicates us. When consumed, it creates a fleeting awakening. Feelings of anxiety, fear, and insecurity seem to vanish. Confidence grows. The shy boy finally talks to the girl he likes. We gain courage. But these sensations are ephemeral, fleeting. They deceive us, making us believe we are
But also,
free.
increases confidence. That's one thing I've seen. Mostly if you're somebody who doesn't really talk or who doesn't really associate with people or socialize with people, there's the fact that it actually hypes up confidence so much. And we'll definitely want to understand why that really happens.
When we are actually drifting further away from our true essence. Hermetic tradition teaches that humanity is in constant pursuit of the unus mundus, the primordial unity, the state of totality and harmony with the cosmos. By turning to alcohol as a way to fill the inner void, we are making a mistaken choice. We seek unity outside ourselves, in the ephemeral, in what is physically consumable, and by its nature, depletes us. Alcohol offers a false link to wholeness, but this link is fleeting and eventually breaks, leaving us emptier than before. Ultimately, what we seek is a reconnection with our inner divinity, the peace and fullness.
We do have a conversation on how it actually affects our brain. I'll definitely share that conversation right here, right now. And also the fact that also it can be a pathway for individuals to actually have cancer.
The amount of alcohol it takes to begin to cause health-related problems is much lower than you think.
So if I have this glass of wine every day,
You'd be in what we call moderate risk, which is associated with pretty much every form of cancer.
so say that I'm drinking
If you're drinking 2 of those
days.
glasses, we're talking like a 40% increase. But even drinking that amount, your risk of breast cancer would increase by about 5%.
Yes.
Which for many people is very normal. So there's a lot of misinformation out there about how much should you drink, which I think people don't know. But I can take you through everything. So
Dr. Sarah Wakeman is a Harvard professor and addiction expert, leading the charge against one of the biggest public health crises in our time, addiction, bringing facts, empathy, and hard-earned truth.
1 in 3 people may have a problem with alcohol at some point in their lives. And globally, 2.6 million people every year die from alcohol-related causes because pretty much every organ in the body is impacted by it. You can see here, this is a 43-year-old person where their brain looks the way a 90-year-old with dementia would look because of that brain damage over time from alcohol use. But what drives people to use substances is probably the most important question. And if we look at studies, one is about 40 to 60%.
We do have a conversation about always going to the root of why people indulge in drugs and substances, right? In drugs and substances, sorry. The root cause is always something a lot of people don't actually research or go deeper into it. Because as the last video, we basically came to a conclusion that a lot of people actually use it to escape reality, a problem that they're facing, or maybe they need to confront somebody about anything. They have to be under the influence, but it's not really the solution for you to actually stop being intoxicated, because slowly by slowly, it's going to be a habit. Literally, it's going to be your lifestyle for sure. But we also do have very young individuals who are actually intoxicated, or they are always under the influence to actually escape the reality of things. And also, definitely when they're actually advertising this in the media, they're not going to go deeper into the main reason or the consequences of alcohol, because it means their business is not gonna actually be very successful, right? Because it's always about business, it's always about money being generated in. So they're never gonna go or delve deeper into what alcohol does. Also, the fact that we are also talking about alcohol and spirituality, because if there's too much knowledge about this, it means it's going to be a loss to a lot of companies and a lot of brands.
Genetics. And the other half of the equation is trauma. And so we hear someone talk about alcohol gives them pain relief, whether that's emotional or physical. That's a very real thing. That's because your sort of natural painkiller system is activated by drinking. It's an anti-anxiety and a pain medication sort of all in one.
So when you think about how we treat addiction, where are we going wrong?
The biggest problem is that people haven't been given the evidence and tools to understand addiction. But also many rehabs don't offer the things that we know are actually effective.
And what is it that people need?
Great question. One of the most effective tools we teach teach people something called this. And they found that people drank much less after it.
Wow.
Meeting criteria for a substance use disorder or addiction. It's about 400 million people worldwide for alcohol and 80 million people for drug use. So it's incredibly common. If you think about alcohol, some studies estimate that the lifetime prevalence, meaning over the course of your life, how likely are you to at some point develop alcohol addiction? Somewhere between 15 and 30% in some studies. So 1 in 3 people may have a problem with alcohol at some point in their life. So this touches all of us. We just don't talk about it because of stigma and because of these mental images of kind of othering that, it's only those people who are injecting heroin who have addiction, or that person who, has the shakes every morning and is drinking as soon as they wake up who has a problem with alcohol.
In which direction are we going in as a society? Are we getting better? Or are we getting more addicted?
Yeah, great question. The pandemic was not kind to addiction. So we saw rates of alcohol and drug use and deaths related to those increase significantly after the onset of the.
Also, I can say people are super oblivious about the effects or the side effects of being under the influence in that perspective, because it's actually, according to how people view it, it's an escape. It's like a getaway to actually deal with stuff. It's easier to like deal with life problems or whatever you're facing than actually facing what's really happening or actually dealing with the problem. So someone doesn't really actually go deeper into like, hey, let me go and research the side effects of alcohol. They know basically the 1 or 2 that is actually mentioned here and there. But actually, when you're actually in that moment and you're dealing with stuff, I believe it's basically a very easy getaway or escape getaway for a lot of people to actually just deal with stuff in life.
I stopped drinking alcohol for this very reason. People don't know this, but I've probably mentioned it twice now on air, but I quit drinking alcohol about a month and a half ago, I think. And part of the reason is when I wore my whoop, and then I had, 1 glass of wine or 2 glasses or 3 glasses of wine the day before. When I woke up the next day, my heart rate variability was like flashing red. It was 30, 40. Typically, on a great day, my heart rate variability is 150, 140, which is strong. I know
Really
this.
strong.
I know this because I compete with my friends. But on a day where I had a glass of alcohol, it'd be flashing red and it'd be 40. Also, if I was sick, it would be 40. Also, if I had a really stressful, unslept day the day before, it would also be 40. And the fact that alcohol was causing my heart to respond the same as an awfully stressful, unslept day or COVID, I thought, fuck that. And so that's part of the reason I quit drinking alcohol.
And now that you have brain envy,
Yeah.
you're going to have a healthier brain if you keep it away. Because
Right.
alcohol lies to us.
Alcohol lies to us.
Alcohol causes damage in the brain.
Really?
Even a little bit of alcohol causes damage in the brain. It disrupts something called white matter. So gray matter, nerve cell bodies, white matter, nerve cell tracts. So white matter is the highways in your brain that transmit information and impulses. And even a little bit of alcohol has been shown to disrupt the white matter in your brain. I don't want anything messing with the highways in my brain. But I love that you measured it, you made the connection, and then you stopped it. It's a sign of intelligent life because you love yourself.
Mm. Alcohol. Because there's a lot of people that are sat on the fence right now with alcohol. They probably don't have a really bad relationship with it. They're probably not alcoholics, but they kind of they have it because society is constructed in such a way that on a Friday evening when the waiter comes over and
I definitely agree with that. Some other people just actually have it because, it's a weekend and we're like in a party and we're in an event. But as I said earlier, people actually don't really think about the fact that, hey, I should just go research, which is super, super important to actually be knowledgeable about stuff. You don't go deeper and you're like, okay, I'm going to go research about this. As I said earlier also, people actually have it because they are trying to escape reality. And also some do not want to face what they should definitely be confronted. We're going to go on a short commercial break and then come back to another conversation in regards to the Anunnaki and also another substance that a lot of people are actually using right away. Let's listen in.
discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the sports and nutrition store.
$8.90, you'll get yourself some ashwagandha. Before we go to another conversation about the side effects of marijuana, I'll definitely share something very knowledgeable right here, also really funny, but let's listen in.
We're Homo sapiens, and that's about
Well, yo,
8 steps down.
I just want to make clear, because this is going out on the TV or whatever, that I don't do that stuff. I ain't got nothing against it.
Oh, it's the homo that threw him off. I mean, explain that.
Yeah. It is a scientific nomenclature that describes who we are as part of a phyla or a stream of, it goes hominid, hominoid, and then we
there's different names for it.
We're all Homo sapiens.
All humans would be considered.
My wife is a Homo sapien.
But that's not homosexual. That's what the difference is.
Yeah, well, it's just a way of describing who we are.
Well, that's it. I just want to make clear your respect for coming on, and I ain't going to treat you differently now that has come out. That's safe.
No, it has nothing to come out. Come on now, you're confused here. Let's settle the confusion. All of people in the whole world, the biologists have in a group called Homo, and the particular human group below that is sapiens. And all that is Greek. It just means the Greek word for man, smart.
Yeah, a lot of them is very talented.
It has nothing to do with homosexuals. It has nothing to do with the homos that you meet on the street. It's an entirely different lingo.
But
my point is,
so is you one of the homo lot?
I am a Homo sapien. I think all humans are Homo sapiens. You are too. Okay, you are too.
Yo.
The term homo and homo sapien has nothing at all to do with sex.
We're Homo sapiens, and that's about 8 steps down.
I just want to make clear, because this is going out on the TV or whatever, that I don't do that stuff. I ain't got nothing against it.
Oh, it's the homo that threw him off. I mean, explain that.
Yeah.
He got mixed it up over there right away. But also, as we move on to another very intellectual video of a lot of information that is going to be spoken here, it's something we're not taught. As I always talk about the fact that our educational system should actually be revamped, because we're learning everything to do with the European history, which is funny to me, which is so diabolical to me, which doesn't actually make sense to me. Why? And also the fact that we don't question, why are we learning about Europeans and they're not actually learning about us? Everything they're told about us is actually super crappy. So, number one, our educational system, that's actually the root of your identity, 100%.
So now that's one. We couldn't have came from the monkey because we never had the monkey blood. For two, white people have 4% Neanderthal DNA, and they're only 96% human being. Black people are 100% human being. We have no Neanderthal DNA. The Neanderthal DNA comes from the monkey and the canine. So we don't have any DNA tracing us back to monkey and canine. How could we have evolved from that? What are you talking about? This is just common observation. Now, when we want to keep continuing to butcher the evolution theory, also we have to understand that no matter what you want to say, evolution, physics, math, 1 + 1 is 2. We know that all life comes from it and is sustained by that sun. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Because whether you want to call it Ra, the sun, they create another word for tomorrow. Guess what melanin is? Condensed sunlight. So everything created by the sun has melanin in it. Water even has melanin in it. Trees have melanin in it. Oxygen has melanin
Super powerful over there.
in it. Why is it important? Because the Caucasian is void of the melanin that we possess. We possess uromelanin and neuromelanin. And why is neuromelanin important? Because it has nerves. That's why
Someone says here, it means nothing if you don't start sticking together. That is so true, because unity is actually the hidden secret of us overtaking our rightful place. And that's why we're scattered everywhere, because unity actually in our minds everywhere. If you're just united, that's it.
why it's called neuromelanin. And these nerves actually connect your thoughts to the creator. The Caucasian does not have neuromelanin because he's not a natural part of creation, and the creator does not share a communicative medium with him. So how the hell do we evolve from something that the creator has no contact with? 85% of Caucasians have calcified pineal glands. The soul enters the body through the pineal gland. This is why babies have a soft spot on your head.
They don't want black people to know that they have extraterrestrial ancestors.
So now that's one. We couldn't have came from the monkey because we never had the monkey blood. For two, white people have 4% Neanderthal DNA, and they're only 96% human being. Black people are 100% human being. We have no Neanderthal DNA. The Neanderthal DNA comes from the monkey and the canine. So we don't have any DNA tracing us back to monkey and canine. How could we have evolved from that? What are you talking about? This is just common observation. Now, when we want to keep continuing to butcher the evolution theory, also we have to understand that no matter what you want to say, evolution, physics, math, 1 + 1 is 2, we know that all life comes from it and is sustained by that sun. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Because whether you want to call it Ra, the sun, they create another word for tomorrow. Guess what melanin is? Condensed sunlight. So everything created by the sun has melanin in it.
Water has melanin in it also.
Water even has melanin in it. Trees have melanin in it. Oxygen has melanin in it. Why is it important? Because the Caucasian is void of the melanin that we possess. We possess
trees, waters have melanin in it.
Uromelanin.
And the African individuals, we do have melanin. So we are all connected to nature and everything around us.
And neuromelanin. And why
creator created everything around us.
Is neuromelanin important? Because it has nerves. That's why it's called neuromelanin. And these nerves actually connect your thoughts to the creator. The Caucasian does not have neuromelanin because he's not a natural part of creation, and the creator does not share a communicative medium with him. So how the hell do we evolve from something that the creator has no contact with? 85% of Caucasians have calcified pineal glands. The soul enters the body through the pineal gland. This is why babies have a soft spot on your head.
I'm saying with young people like this, I still have hope. Speak on, my brother. They want to take our history and give us theirs. Somebody saying they're not like us. They wrote on walls inside caves while we sat on thrones, real kings and queens. Somebody saying, I love being black, as you should, honey.
Black people know that they have extraterrestrial ancestors.
They've been hiding from us that we definitely do have extraterrestrials ancestry.
So now that's one. We couldn't have came from the monkey.
As we move forward to news and update in regards to a report that I was sharing this week, there was a Homa Bay fisherman who was allegedly committed suicide, which was not the case right now, because news and updates have come right away in regards to the fisherman who has been hospitalized after alleged torture in police cell. This is a 34-year-old fisherman who is nursing injuries at Homa Bay County Referral Hospital after police officer allegedly tortured him in a cell at Ringiti Police Post in Super Central. The victim, whose name goes by Gabriel Muiter Chacha, says the officers arrested him on Saturday morning after a verbal quarrel with his neighbor on the island. He allegedly said that the neighbor bribed the officers. That's the system that we're actually living on right now, with $2,500 to have him arrested and tortured. The 22-year-old terror suspect arrested in Nairobi, and he said, I had a disagreement with a neighbor who then paid the police, and they came and arrested me. They took me to the station and beat me up. When they noticed that they had injured me, they locked me in the cell till dusk and tried to release me in the darkness so that nobody could see me. That's what he said. He said, I, however, refused to leave because I could not even walk. My work manager came and took me to the beach management unit offices where I reported the incident. And then I was brought to the hospital. The Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga